the generator kicking in, it's 45 seconds. So what I'll do is, if the load shedding hits in that 45 seconds, I'll just take boxes off the shelf and I just stack them into like a tower, and then I'll step away from it. Then when the lights come back, it's like, I'm like, Kibuloy. I just try and make things interesting. Because there's things that you have to understand. There's things that are different now. One of the weirdest ones for me, happened when I needed to get new appliances for my house, right? So I needed to get like kettles and toasters and all those small things. And so I went, right? I was going to at home. I was at home. No, I was at. They must change the name of that shop because you can't, how do you say it? Because you can't say I was at home because then it seems like I was ekaya. So you were at home, but that doesn't sound grammatically. They should have just called it home and we say the at. Anyway, I was by that shop, ne? And so I'm there busy shopping for appliances. And while we're shopping, everything's normal, everything's not. And about at 5 to 2, one of the employees walks out from behind the cash register. And she's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, please stay where you are. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay where you are." And I'm there like, did we win something? And then without missing a beat, the security guards at home closed the doors, and then they locked the gate. And then they stood in front of the door. And then the staff came and stood with them. And then they just looked at us. Now, I don't know what's happening. South Africans who've been here know exactly what's going on. I just saw people lock the gates, block the entrance, and stare at me like they're challenging me. So in my head, I'm like, oh, this is Squid Game. I'm like, things have gotten so bad in South Africa that now you have to fight your way out of a shop. Like literally, while they're staring at me, all I'm thinking in my head is, and then the lights go out. And they come back. And she's like, "Thank you very much, everybody. You can continue." And then they open the shop. And then everyone just carried on like nothing happened. Everyone was just there doing their thing. I was stunned. I'm looking at everybody like this. So I go to the counter. Oh, guy, see the guy's name tag. I'm like, "Eta, how's it, my man? Tabo, ne?" He's like, "Sure. I'm Trevisto. How are you, my brother?" I'm like, "I'm grand, wena?" He's like, "I'm good, my man, I'm good. Sure. How can I help you?" I was like, Tibos, what happened? What just happened?" He's like, "Where?" Everywhere, Tabo. Everywhere. What just happened everywhere? You just locked the shop, looked like you were threatening us, and now everything's gone back to normal. He's like, oh, hey, son. No, Trevor, it's because of the load shedding. I'm like, no, Angiti, that doesn't explain anything. What happened? He's like, hey, you haven't been here for long, ne? So you see, Trevor, ne? Because of load shedding, what started happening, ne, was some of the customers, ne, they started realizing that when the load shedding hits, ne, the sensor there by the door, it's not working. You see? So then, those customers started coming just before load shedding. Then they were filling their trolley, just filling it up. We were even watching like, we are doing well today. These people, it's not even month end. They were filling the trolley. Then they were standing by the door. Then the lights was just going, Then these ones were, bah. Then the lights was coming back. Then the shelves were empty. They do whatever they want when they want. Honestly, guys, I've met many American children. They're demons, eh? Demons. Abo Satan. I'll tell you a story. One day, I was in a movie theater, minding my own business, watching a movie. Next thing I know, this kid starts kicking my chair. Right? Now, I don't know what's happening at first. I'm just sitting there minding my own business, and all of a sudden I feel the chair start shaking. So I'm like, oh, is this a 4D movie? And then I'm like, no, man, Barbie's not 4D. And then I realized no one else is shaking around me. So I turn and I look, and then I see these little feet kicking the chair. And so I turn and I'm like, hey, excuse me, hey, what are you doing? And this kid is sitting there and he just looks at me. I'm like, what are you doing? And then, like a seat away, his dad is there. And he turns and he's like, what happened? Hey, did something happen? I'm like, is this your son? He's like, yeah, what, did something happen? I'm like, yeah, so your son is kicking my chair. He's like, what? Mikey, are you kicking the man's chair? Then I'm like, oh, why are you asking? I just told you he's kicking my chair. Why are you asking Mikey? Obviously, Mikey's being accused of something. You should just, you think I'll just turn around in a movie to just, anyway. He's like, did you kick the man's chair? And Mikey just looks at his dad like this. He's like, Mikey, you don't kick people's chairs. That's not nice. Say sorry to the man. Say sorry. Mikey just looks at me. And he's like, yeah, all right. You're good. Sorry about that, man. It won't happen again. I'm like, okay, I guess something happened. Turn around, I sit back in my chair, start eating my popcorn. So now I'm like, aha, it's gonna come now. Because if your parent warns you, I know, hey. So now I'm like, yeah, keep kicking, Mikey. Keep kicking, Mikey. Any moment now. You've been warned, Mikey. Then I'm like, hey, what's happening now? How come Mikey's not getting anything? Why is Mikey still? So then I turn around, I'm like, hey, Mikey, what are you doing, dude? Stop that. And the dad turns again, he's like, was he doing it again? Was he doing that? Hey, Mikey, that is not cool. I spoke to you about this, Mikey. That is not cool, Mikey. Time out. All right, sorry about that. We're good. I was like, but guys, I can see what Mikey's not changing. Nothing's. He's like, we're good. So now I sit. Now I know what's going to happen. I'm not an idiot. So I make my back hard. I wait. Mikey kick. First kick. He's like, I jump up. I'm like, Mikey. Dad's like, I'm sorry, man. I don't know what to do. I'm like, you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. I'm like, Elena, something. And then I realized he couldn't do anything. And Mikey knew it. Mikey looked at his dad like this dad couldn't do anything to him. He looked at me like I couldn't do anything to him. I even tried to take it into my own hands. I looked at Mikey, I was like, Mikey, stop it. And Mikey was just like, then I tried every South African trick, guys. Every South African trick. I looked at Mikey and I was like, and then Mikey looked at me and Mikey was like, shut up. And I was like, I can't do anything. And so I turned and I looked at Mikey. And Mikey looked at me and I was like, you know what, Mikey? Pose. That day terrified me in a way I wasn't ready for. I'm not ready to have children like that. Because here's something I want you to understand. I do not want to ever hit my children, ever. I don't believe that anyone should hit their children. I honestly don't. But, I also don't want to raise a child who thinks it's impossible who thinks it's impossible for this side of a hand to meet this side of a face. I need the kids to know that there's consequences in the world, even if it's not from me. I promise you now, I don't want my kids, I don't want to hit my kids. I don't want to. But I don't want them to know that I don't want to. Yeah. There must just be a little tension in the house, just for control. Because now, can you imagine, I've just got some American kids who don't respect me at all. The house is chaos. No one can do anything. They're breaking things, smashing things. I'm like, stop that. Hey, stop that. Stop that. Are you listening to me? Yes, Trevor. Trevor, I'm daddy. Trevor, I'm daddy when now. Trevor, you call me Trevor. I'm daddy. Trevor, daddy. Trevor. Can you imagine that happening? Yo, guys, I wouldn't even know what to do. That would be the one time in my life when I would wish to be in South Africa in that moment. Not that I want it to happen, but I would just wish for that moment that I could be back in South Africa, instantly teleported, there with this little kid. I'd look at him and be like, what did you say? Trevor! Come here, buddy, come here. Can I tell you something? What? You see there? You see the time? It's 5 to 2. That means in 5 minutes, the electricity is gonna cut. And when that happens, you're gonna know me. Because it's gotten insane. It has gotten absolutely insane. And South Africans have adapted. South Africans have adapted. You don't even realize how much you've adapted because you are you the whole time. But as somebody who's seeing you coming back, I'm like, guys, there's a level of resilience that South Africans have now that I wasn't used to. Really. You know where you truly notice it? You notice it at the traffic lights. That's where I've seen the biggest change. That's where I've seen the biggest change. You know? Because when I left, there was one thing I knew and one thing I knew for certain. South Africans know what to do when the traffic lights are not working. That's something I would have bet all my money on. Why? Because we learned about it. You knew it when you did your K53. Right? If you actually did your K53. They taught us in that lesson. When a traffic light is not working, you treat it as a four-way stop. It was very simple. These cars go like this. Those ones go like this. These ones, then these ones. These ones, then these ones. It worked like a charm. Then load shedding, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, 4, 5, 6. Have you been at the traffic lights now? Guys, I didn't know what was going on. I did not know what was going on. It's like Mad Max out there. It's like the apocalypse. Literally, you just get there. Everyone's there at the same time. Everyone there like, go. You'll see. Some people don't even stop. You have no clue what's going on. None whatsoever. It's wild. One day I was in four ways. I drove to a traffic light that was out. And I see it from far. I'm like, okay, the traffic lights are not working. I'm driving. I'm getting ready. As I get there, a homeless guy jumps out. I had no clue what was happening. All I see is this homeless guy, and then other ones jumped out. They're all standing